Okay. I tried restarting everything and nothing would let me back into that chat. So I went back and I read the questions and tried to remember as many as I could. So if you guys are still around, come on back in. Oh my gosh. I really hope this works because otherwise we'll just have to say goodbye for the day. I do not know what happened. I don't know if it's a YouTube problem or if this is, oh, there's people. Hey, Rosie. Rosio. Rosio. I don't know what to do. This is going to be the last try. If it doesn't stick this time, I think we're going to have to say goodbye and I will have to talk to you guys next week. I don't know if something's interfering with my signal. I've tried switching to Wi-Fi and it's not helping. I think it might actually be YouTube. Hate to break it to you, but I think it might actually be a YouTube problem because my YouTube app even keeps crashing. I've never had this happen before. And I don't have any other way to do a live chat. So here's hoping it sticks around. If it doesn't, I'm just going to say goodbye and we'll have to chat next week. And you can ask me you can ask me your questions on Facebook if you're on the Facebook group. Okay. I think I might be safe to talk. I'm just waiting to get kicked again. I'm just waiting. So I was talking about magnesium citrate and natural calm and why I don't recommend it. So on the Magnesium Council website, I think it's the Magnesium Council, it's where the people who know magnesium know it well. They say that citrate disrupts cell reformation or something. It disrupts cells. So it's okay to use on an occasional basis, especially if you're struggling with constipation. It'll help really move things along. It's the best for that. But I wouldn't recommend it on a daily basis just because it can disrupt cells. I don't know exactly how much there is to do with that, but there you go. That's what they say. They also say that oxide isn't so bad. So I don't know. I've always been taught oxide is not that great. So there you go. Another kind that I recommend is malate because it can give you energy. But there's all kinds of magnesium. I really think it doesn't really matter. It's just you need to find the one that works for you and makes you feel the best. If you feel good, your digestion is good, your sleep is good, then it's working for you. So that's how you would determine that. The amount of magnesium that I recommend varies from person to person. You need a minimum of 300 milligrams though. So just like I say, a minimum of 5,000 milligrams of sodium, you need a minimum of 300 milligrams of magnesium and a minimum of 1,000 grams of potassium from food. So that's my recommendation. I got those recommendations from ketogenic dieters and from Dr. Finney. He recommends 5 grams of sodium. So that's where those came from. I'm not a doctor and I just am telling you what works for me. And it does work for me. And it's what I recommend. The sodium is vital. The other ones, up to you. Your mileage may vary. With me, magnesium, I actually take 625 milligrams a day, and that seems to be my sweet spot. I know a friend who has to take 700 or 800 to feel normal, and maybe it's the type of magnesium she's taking. I don't know. Anyway, so that's why I don't recommend Natural Calm on a daily basis. But if you're taking that, I'm not going to stop you. Do what you want. Do what you want. Okay. Then there was a question. Oh, then someone mentioned Sister Frankenstein mentioned that I think her sister has breast cancer. And I wanted to say, I'm sorry. That's so sad. And I will pray. That's scary. I actually just had a mammogram, my first ever. And basically they told me they couldn't see anything because I have dense breast tissue, which made me laugh my head off because I have nothing but saggy bags. So I guess I've lost all the fat out of my breasts and now I'm left with dense tissue. But they didn't find anything concerning, and I was really, really grateful because that scares me so bad. And I just feel so sorry for people whose lives are touched by cancer. It's evil, 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 evil. And I don't know. I just feel for you, and I will pray. I hope I remember that it was your sister. I really hope I remembered right. It's so many questions, and I was trying to put them all in my brain, and I'm losing them all. What type of magnesium do I personally take? I take Zhao brand magnesium. So I was saying that on the end of the other live chat that I tried switching to Cal brand, Kal, and it's supposedly the same exact thing, magnesium glycinate. And I have never been so constipated and I wonder if it contributed to my depression issues, because as soon as I've gone back on Zao brand, even though it has some oxide in it, it seems to be doing the trick really, really well. So I recommend Zhou, Zhou. It's a Utah-based company. Ironically, it got shipped from like far away, but I know that they're a Park City, Utah-based company. Not that that matters that much, but that's what I take. Yes, Zhou. Yep, that's it. Alrighty, and then what was the other question? Oh, the macros. Somebody wanted to know the formula for how they determine their own macros. So I kind of gave the formula in the last one, but it's a lot of math. So what we did is we figured out Dr. Finney recommends anywhere from 1.2 to 2 grams of protein per kilograms of lean body mass. So in order to figure out your ideal protein number, you would need to know how much lean mass you really have. So if you want to know that, you need to get a hydrostatic weighing or a bod pod scan or a DEXA scan. They're pretty accurate, between 1 to 2% of body fat. And then you would know exactly how much lean mass you have, and you could figure out, using that lean mass, figure out your personal protein macro. I am going to do this eventually. I will be sad though, because I really like eating the 120, and I have a feeling I'll probably have to lower my protein macro when I find out what my lean mass is. Maybe I won't, but I'm sure it's probably what we used was average. So we have a chart. We have a chart on the Facebook group. It is over in Keto Chaos on Facebook. I have 2 things on Facebook. So when you're searching it, you're going to find my page, which has my picture of me from the Women's World photo shoot where I have big white teeth like this. Or you're going to find my group, which has like a before and after picture, I think, as the, maybe it doesn't. What does it have? No, I think it's a before and after picture of me. You want the group, not the page. You can like the page. That's where I post my videos and like things like that to keep you guys updated on what I'm posting on YouTube. But if you want to actually ask questions, you need to join the Facebook group, and that's where the macros chart is. It's up at the very top under announcements in the pinned post. It has a get started guide. It has all this information that I put on YouTube, very easy to read, bite-sized chunks, and a chart based on height and average lean mass that you can follow to use your own for your own macros. But if you want to figure out your own, you could also use a Navy body fat calculator to closely determine your body fat percentage. Then you can go on to ketogains.com and use their calculator to determine your amount. You should always do sedentary on their calculator if you want to lose fat. You should not eat back your calories for exercise if you can help it, just because that's just going to burn the fat faster. So when you go to use their calculator and you know your body fat percentage, that's where you're going to get your more custom macros if you want to do that. You can figure it out yourself if you want. So we decided how we figured out the fat grams is we took that protein number per person and figured out how many calories that was. And then we took the carb number per person, which we decided to do just 20 straight across the board. Other groups have given more for taller people and less for shorter people. We decided 20 was the standard for keto, and we were just going to do 20 across the board. So that's why we did that. And then we figured out the four calories per gram there and figured out that number. And then we wanted at least a 500 calorie deficit, and that's how we determined the fat macro. So it was kind of a math thing that Brandy did. She's here. I don't know, maybe she could explain it better. I think I'm explaining it well. I hope. Wait, no, Brandy's not here. The other Brandy's here. Brandy Niemeyer's not here. Get you two confused so badly, and because I love you both, and you're both my mods. My moderators. But yeah. So that's how we figured it out. If you want to try and figure it out yourself, you can, or you can just go get my handy dandy chart and try it and see if it works. And if it doesn't, well, then you can adjust it from there. That's basically what I recommend for macros. And why are they the best? Because eating the lower fat and the higher protein encourages more actual body fat burning. So the thing that's confusing to people is people say that what I'm eating is high protein. I'm going to talk about that later in my collaboration with Diamond and Teresa, so I don't want to go into that too much. I am not eating high protein. I will just leave it at that. I'm eating adequate protein for my muscle mass from what Dr. Finney recommends. It's higher on the grams than it is on fats because fats are higher in caloric number. They're 9 per gram, whereas carbs and proteins are 4. And so that's why on the gram, the protein is higher, but actually on the calorie chart, it's not. So if I were to do my macros exactly perfectly, it would be 55% fat, 39% protein, and 6% carbs is what it ends up exactly if I do it exactly. So it's still higher in fat in the caloric pie chart. It's just not the 75-20 that regular keto recommends. So, does that make sense? I hope. I said it again. Oh, I gotta stop doing that. Gotta stop doing that. I don't know why I say that. It's because I'm not sure if I'm clear as mud. I feel like I didn't explain it well. I guess that makes sense, right? So I said it again. Oh my gosh. Okay. Is biglycinate the same as glycinate? I have no idea. I have no idea. I'm not a magnesium guru. I buy mine on Amazon. I really do not know. There are some magnesium Facebook groups if you really want to delve into the world of magnesium. That we have some crazy people that do that on our board, but it's too much for my brain. I only can deal with what my brain can deal with. So I would assume it's probably similar, biglycinate and glycinate, but I honestly do not know. I'm sorry. Let's see. Brandy Cronin says, I heard your shout out on Keto Christina. Guys, that made my whole day. You know that I had actually just recorded my weigh-in video right before she went live, and I was feeling really depressed. The main reason I was feeling depressed on Sunday was because in church, we actually had a lesson on suicide awareness, and they gave us the list of things to watch for when it comes to suicide in teens, and my son was ticking off all the boxes, and my reactions were all the wrong ones. So I was feeling pretty low as a mom on Sunday because I had just come home from that and was facing trying to be chipper and talk about my weight loss. I was really happy about the lower weight, and so exciting. Today I was 183.3, another new low. So that's awesome. It's really, really close to 183. Anyway, but that doesn't really matter. So the point where I was going with that, what was I going with? The depression? Where was I going with that? I don't know. See, my brain is fried. I've fried. What question was the answer? Oh, the Keto Christina. That's right. Keto Christina. So way back in the day, like when I first started YouTube, Keto Christina was one of my favorite channels. I also watched Sarah Pearls of Wisdom religiously and Emily on Keto, which I believe she's not doing keto anymore. So, but I watched those three girls a lot. And Keto Christina was the one that made the most sense to me and I resonated with the most. I used to watch all of her videos, and I haven't in such a long time because I have just been too crazy busy trying to get hide and seek going, and I've been watching a lot of family vlog channels to try and see if what I'm doing is relevant, that kind of thing, and posting there trying to get people to see me so they might come and subscribe to my channel. And so I've been really busy doing that. I haven't had as much time to watch keto channels, and I was sitting there feeling really depressed, eating my first meal of the day that Dave had brought me up to bed, feeling all irritated that I didn't want to have to make videos and I didn't want to edit and blah, blah, blah. When Keto Christina's live popped up, and God speaks to us in different ways. But my first reaction was, I ain't gonna go there. And then God basically said, Tamara, watch the live chat. And I was like, okay. So I turned on the live chat, and she's saying hi, but she's not really saying people's names. And I just said hi because I was there, and she said my name, and I was like, wait a minute. She just said my name, and I was just I don't know. It made my day. It made my day. When you know how it feels. You guys know how it feels when you're on here and I say hi to you and I know you love it. And that's why I make a point to do that. It feels the same way when I go on a channel like that where I feel like I'm just a peon and she notices me and she talks to me. It means the world. And I didn't even know if she knew me from Adam. Maybe she does. She seemed like she knew who I was. So it was kind of weird because I said we should be BFFs and she was like, we are. And I'm like, oh, I'm going to watch your channel more. Again, I felt guilty for not watching for so long because anyway, so we have a lot of similar beliefs. I didn't realize how much Finney and Volek she followed, And I mean, I know I did at the beginning, but I had kind of forgotten that. And so it was kind of nice to be reaffirmed that someone else is out there besides me and Allie McWowie talking about this macro type system. Now, she doesn't do macros. She does try and get her protein number, but she does fat to satiety, just like Dr. Finney recommends. And I think same for Allie McWowie. I could be wrong. I think maybe she did macros when she was losing weight, and now she does eat satiety to maintain. I could be wrong about that, but those are the three of us who are talking about this Finney format of macro type thing, or of the macros of protein being vital. Because I think pretty much every other channel I've seen is always talking about gluconeogenesis and how bad it is and be careful with your proteins. Gluconeogenesis isn't a real thing. It's not a made-up fairy tale. It's a real thing, but it's happening no matter how much protein you eat. There is proof that excess protein can turn your blood sugar up. So if that's a concern and you having trouble losing weight, lowering your protein a little could help, especially because our numbers are likely based on average lean mass, and most people probably have less than average lean mass. And so maybe you don't need as much protein as what I recommend. So my best guess to you is to try it, see if it works for 6 weeks. If it doesn't, try something else. That's what Teresa did. I know Keto Fat Girl No More, she started at ketogenic dieters, and then she moved towards a more regular high-fat keto approach. And that's worked better for her. I know Crazy Keto Girl, same experience. So there are a few people who the higher gram protein didn't necessarily work for them. I am obviously one that it works really well for. It's like really, really works well. I've been on it for what, like 2 weeks now, 2.5 weeks, and I can literally feel myself shrinking. I don't know. It's a weird experience. It's a weird thing to like explain, but my body just feels shrivelly. I don't know how else to explain it. Whenever I'm eating this, I just feel like I'm shrinking. Even if the scale isn't going down, and even if I don't necessarily look different in the mirror, I feel like I'm shrinking. Like I can feel my body burning its own fat. I don't know. It's the weirdest thing. Maybe it's just me being hypersensitive to everything, but I don't know. I really, really feel like it works well. Now, it's not working as well for Dave. I don't exactly know why. So maybe it doesn't work that great. I mean, he's tried the higher fat, lazy keto way too, and it's not worked for him. I don't know exactly what his deal is at this point. We're trying to pinpoint it, but I don't want to be too invasive because he's my husband. And I don't want to babysit him or coach him or, you know what I mean? If you're here, babe, I love you. Oh, I see someone gave me a super chat, so I need to see if you're asking me a question so I don't miss you. Oh, it's Gloria. I love you. This question isn't macro related. I really like your editing and the background music you put in your hide and seek. Do you do this all yourself, or does your son help out? I know he's into making music. Oh, I love that question. I could talk about that for 2 hours too. Editing. Editing sucks. Yes, I do it all myself. I'm too much of a control freak to let my kids do it. When we started hide and seek, I intended to let them. They were complaining yesterday that I've never taught them how to do it. I have taught them how to cut scenes, and that's about it. Music, it's not Oliver's. So far, I really haven't asked his permission to use his music. I think he would let me if I wanted to, but it doesn't really fit my style. I need him to write some more like fluffy, pretty music, and he tends to write more like lo-fi. I don't know if you know what lo-fi is, but it's kind of like the background track for rapping, I think. Oh man, if I'm wrong about that, like don't quote me because I'm not into that music scene. So he's on Spotify. He has his own YouTube channel. It's called Leo Soze. It's spelled Leoxoze. If you want to check him out, he only has like 35 subs and 3 songs, but he has some cute stuff over there. I actually get all of my music from a paid service. So there are several of them out there. There are 3 that I know of. So the one I use is called soundstripe.com. So if you're looking for music, that's the one I use. I think I pay $15 a month. It's about comparable, all 3 across the board. I think they're about the same. If you pay a year up front, it's way cheaper, but I prefer to just pay $15 a month so that I can quit if I ever want to quit really quickly. And it's all, tax write-off at the end of the year. So that's an easy way to keep my expenses in check, kind of thing, so I can have things to write off because I'm going to need some. So $15 a month for soundstripe.com. Then there's another one called Epidemic Sound. Epidemic Sound is more popular. A lot of the big YouTubers use it, and so you'll hear that music a lot more maybe than Soundstripe. And then one that isn't as popular that I just learned about is called Artlist. So those are the three that I know of that are subscription services. Now, they're really beautiful in as you pay the $15 a month and you can download as many songs as you want and use them as many times as you want. The only kicker is that you have to go on the website and license them every single time. So, say, for example, my logo track, I have to license it every video to make sure that that person gets paid, because that's how the artist gets paid. It's beautiful. So every time you use it, you put it, you say that you're using it, and they make a certain amount of money. It's probably a very small amount. But so I always get excited for the person whose logo track I pick. So like for my hide and seek logo, I switched it for season 2. I really love that one. I don't know if I'm going to switch it in season 3 because I really like it. But every single time I go in and I give him credit for that. So it does take a little bit of time to do that, but it's super fast to download and I just throw it right into my program. I use Adobe Premiere Pro to edit. It is also a monthly subscription. Because we're homeschoolers and I teach my kids how to do Photoshop and stuff like that, I actually get an educator's discount for it. It's $32 a month for the entire Adobe suite, which is phenomenal. I used to pay like $700-800 every time Photoshop came out, and this gives me every program that they have, so it's amazing. So I do all the editing myself. I'm not the best at it. Oliver may start helping me though in the spring when things get crazy with my photography, because that's my busy season is dance studio season, because I do all of our dance studios. So that gets a little crazy. I may ask him for help then. One of my videos, my Vlogmas videos actually, was edited by my 22-year-old son, Xander, who is also very good at editing. I let him edit for me one video because I was overwhelmed, and it didn't go that well because I kept needing things to be changed and I couldn't change them myself because he had all the files on his computer. Anyway, it ended up being complicated that way, so I haven't asked for his help again, but he did a really great job. He did a really great job editing. It was kind of similar to how I would have edited it, I think. So, hope to answer your question. Thank you again for the super chat. You do not have to do that every time, and I love it. I appreciate it so much. It really means a lot to me. Okay, I'm going to go back up. And let's see. What is Coke Zero sweetened with? Aspartame. So if you are sensitive to aspartame, I wouldn't recommend drinking any like on the market sodas. So like all of them are aspartame sweetened. I know that Diet Pepsi at one point was sucralose sweetened, but I think they've actually gone back to aspartame. It's just the most common to find in sodas, and it does cause some people to have issues. I have a friend who can't drink any aspartame or it turns off her brain, almost like when you're low on sodium and she can't think, and it's like an Alzheimer type symptom. So if you have issues like that when you drink aspartame, or if it causes you to have cravings, you're not going to be able to do it. Now, things like these energy drinks are usually not aspartame sweetened. This one, let's see. I actually don't, I've looked at it before, but I always forget. And so I don't want to say, unless I actually look. Sucralose, it looks like. That's the only one I'm seeing is sucralose. So this one might be a good option. It does have 300 milligrams of caffeine per can. And if that kills you and it's too much, it's not going to work for you. But if you go to GNC, they actually have the caffeine-free version of a couple of flavors. So you could get a diet drink that you could drink, but they're expensive. I have to admit, they're $2 a can at GNC. So, and they're $2 a can most everywhere. The only place I've found them cheaper is Winco. And at Winco, I don't know if you guys have Winco near you, but it's $1.48 at Winco. So I do not have issues with any sweeteners. I am lucky. But the only way you're going to be able to tell if you have issues is if you're taking in a lot of it and it's causing you to retain water or have cravings or have weird symptoms, then you're going to want to try and eliminate it from your diet. At one point, I thought it might be the sucralose that was causing me to have my water weight gain, but I have tried a whole week of eliminating it, did nothing. I have changed so many things in my diet trying to change that pattern, and the pattern has not changed. It has stayed the same the entire time. So I really feel like my weight gain, my water weight gain thing is just not determined by anything I am eating. The only thing that seemed to exacerbate it and make it worse was pumpkin seeds. It does seem like when I consume pumpkin seeds, that does something crazy to me. So maybe I'm just allergic to them or something, but it's just sucky because I love them. I even had a half a tablespoon on my salad the other day and it didn't make me retain water, so I was grateful. Maybe it's just because I overeat them. That's the problem. So there you go. Yes, Keto Christina is Irish, which makes her absolutely adorable to watch. I love listening to her accent, and I would love to come to Ireland someday. Wouldn't that be amazing? Ah, I would love that. I would love that so much. Let's see. I'm glad you guys are back. Yes, say my name. ADH Snuggles, I want to know what your real name is. What's your real name? Sorry, I just have to ask. I hate when I don't know people's real names because people will come on and I'll think, do I know their name? Do I not know their name? So like Our Life the Keto Way, I know she's Amanda, and I think that PhD Natural Me's name is Zelda, but every time I ask her, she doesn't answer. So I don't know for sure. But yeah. Then there's people like Gloria and PJ that I just know their name. And Just Keto Jen because hello, Jen. Oh, you missed some of it, Jen. I'm sorry. I'm glad you got back in here. We just talked about magnesium. You've heard me talk about it before, I'm sure. We haven't really talked about magnesium and macros. That's pretty much it. Nicole just finished Carnivore OMAD. It helped to break your stall. Okay. And you can maintain eating the higher fat with keto cakes and things like that. But carnivore seemed to help you really focus on weight loss. That's great. I think it's great if people can do carnivore. People keep telling me to do carnivore to help with my depression, but I just cannot imagine how it could possibly help my depression. Literally, the thought of it makes me cry. I don't eat very much vegetables, but I just can't imagine eliminating them entirely and having my food still taste good. Plus, I would have to get rid of my artificial sweeteners and my soda, which I'm not willing to do that. And maybe if that's causing my depression, I doubt, because I've been doing that from the beginning. And the only times I've really struggled with depression since keto has been in the beginning of the year. I had to laugh because I was thinking it was just like a random one-off thing, but I actually looked last year and I was crying all through January and February. January is when I had my first like weight gain thing and all the people joined my channel. And I was feeling the pressure of like the scale not going down and having all these new people seeing that. And I thought I was going to lose a lot of subscribers. And I was crying through the videos then because I was like dying over the fact that the scale wouldn't cooperate, which makes me laugh now because now I know it's a thing that my body does and it just, whatever. And then in February, of course, I got fired from ketogenic dieters. So I cried all through February too. So I'm actually doing okay. I haven't cried in the videos. I've cried outside of them. So I'm doing okay, right? Apparently, it's a thing, and I'm just going to have to remember that January is going to be hard for me, and I'm going to have to push through, and then the rest of the year is going to be good. So that's just what I'm going to have to realize. Terry Deshawn, I love you. I saw your post today. I saw your comment today about losing your son, and that just broke my heart. Like, broke my heart. I don't know how I missed that the other day, because I was reading the comments, but I didn't see that one, and I feel for you. I feel for you hard. I've got kids close to that age, and I can't even imagine it. Like, I cannot even imagine it. Painful, painful situation. Oh, I see Ruby. I love to see you. And yes, the new tidbit thing, that was supposed to go up last week. Already, I feel like I'm failing in my new plan of videos. And Dave and I have still not recorded a new recipe. We bought all the stuff for the recipe yesterday, and we were supposed to cook it. But because I needed to edit that video, I made him go to dance, and he didn't get home until late, and we just couldn't make ourselves do it. So my plan is to record it on Friday and post it on Saturday, but we'll see how that goes. We'll see how that goes. I am doing well today. Thank you. Thank you. Diet Crush is sucralose sweetened. That is good to know. I did not know that. HEB had them for $1.50. The bangs. I did not know that either. Terry, you did not need to give me a super chat. You should at least ask a question if you're going to do that. Thank you. I love you. She's very, very sweet. She's the one who got me to get the Patreon finally going. I've actually opened my Patreon account last February and I've done nothing with it. Never had even published it. And Terry was all, we need your Patreon, Tamara, so that we can like help you because we love you. And I'm like, okay. So I went in there and I just clicked publish and I was like, here it is. I have no idea what I'm doing with it. But my goal and plan is what I will do beginning probably in February. I will start posting the extra videos a day early. At least that's my plan. Once I get out of this depression mode and I can actually get on top of my editing, my plan is to edit them and post them a day before they go live. And so that all of my patrons can see them first. So that will include the Tammy's Tidbits and the recipes and anything else extra that I decide to do. If I decide to do a vlog or I don't know, whatever I decide to do extra. So it won't be true for my weigh-ins and my What to Eat Wednesdays and of course the live chat because it's live. But for anything extra, I'm going to try and post it early for my patrons. And I'm also planning to give you guys a discount to my Teespring store in case you're interested in buying a t-shirt so you don't have to pay as much for a t-shirt as is what is on there right now. So I hope that will make you guys feel like it's worth your money to support me every month. I really, really appreciate your support, you guys. You're fantastic. Your real name's Angela. You've told me that before, haven't you, ADH Snuggles? Next time you come on here, until I remember that your name is Angela, will you promise to come on and say, hi, it's Angela every time? Because Angela is my sister's name. And if I can't remember that, that is really, really terrible. I'm really, really bad at remembering adult people's names. And even like, I have to see it over and over. That's why you guys who comment a lot finally get in my head. Because you have to like, I have to see it over and over for it to stick. So I actually got an actual paper letter from Barbara Gray. And she doesn't even come on the computer very often. And I didn't even know that. I know all about Barbara Gray now because she actually wrote me a letter. I have a P.O. box, you guys. Can you believe that? I have a P.O. box and she wrote me a fan mail. It's so cute. It was the best thing ever. I went to the P.O. box and got my fan mail. I felt so special. The kids were excited. It was cute. We read it and she's just adorable. But I did remember her because she comments so much. You guys that comment a lot really start to stick in my head and I feel really bad when I don't remember people because I try. I do try really hard, but I also have a lot going on. And so I do the best I can. And I feel really bad when I mess up. So Angela, don't forget to remind me. Hey, Debbie, welcome back. Yeah, Bang is mega caffeine. I love it. But I don't drink any, well, okay, that's not true. I drink my Coke Zeros in addition to that. So basically in the morning, I will have one Bang. Only one. I never take more than one a day because that's just killer. Plus, it's expensive. I can't afford that. Though Gloria keeps donating money to my Bang account. I do appreciate that. But yeah, so I have one in the morning and that's it. And then I usually will have one or two big Coke Zeros through the day. That's about how much I consume on a daily basis. I don't think I could do it. Nicole, more power to you for doing that. That's the main hang up I have with carnivore. That and some people really believe that you shouldn't have dairy products, though I have been corrected that that's not necessarily the way you have to do it. So there is that. But yeah, my artificial sweeteners, I mean, how will I live without that in my yogurt? Like, I don't think so. Nope. Sounds like it'll just make me depressed like the week that I gave up sucralose and dairy products. That was horrifying. And that was actually the video that got me kicked and banned from ketogenic dieters. So I also have like PTSD from it. Never going no dairy again. Anna Garcia says, the first video I saw of you, you were crying because you gained a lot of water weight after a trip you had and I was hooked. Yeah, I gained like 18 pounds or 16 or 18 pounds going over to see my friends in Alabama and Atlanta. I got together with a few girls over there from the channel and I loved meeting them. But the travel from up here in Utah to down to sea level and also the dry air here to the humidity made me literally 9 months pregnant, and a lady in the Atlanta airport asked me when my baby was due. That's how much bloating I had from that trip. It was ridiculous. I peed so much after that. It poured off me. But yeah, I was way upset over that. I had no idea that travel, because I don't go anywhere, never go anywhere. No idea that travel could cause that much weight gain. I now know. So if I ever go on a trip again, I'm just going to expect to gain 20 pounds and then have it come back off. But man, yeah. So you were hooked because I was crying? Oh man. I don't like crying on camera, but it does happen occasionally. I try really hard not to, but sometimes, like, I don't mind sharing my heart with you guys. Like, I trust you. This channel has been amazing because with almost 10,000 subscribers, you would expect that people could come on here and beat me up, and they don't. And it means a lot to me that you guys take the time to encourage me, especially people like Terry and Gloria and Lisa Sums. Like, if you guys have ever seen Lisa Sums' comments on my videos, you should read them because she takes the time to buoy up my soul. She really is a blessing. She takes. So Terry and Gloria like to help me with my financial situation, which I absolutely love and appreciate. And Lisa likes to help me with my heart. And she's always just like, rah, rah, sis poomba to me. And I love it. I love it. I am always happy when I see Lisa. Now, Lisa has criticized me also in the past. Haven't you, Lisa? And, well, no, she's given me suggestions. When Lisa gives me suggestions, I listen because I know she's coming from a place of pure love and that she really means it seriously. And every time Lisa gives me a suggestion, I try really hard to try and do it if I can. So she's the best. And so she told me to take a chill pill, I think, last time, and realize how awesome I am. So I'm trying really hard to do that. She also told me, don't forget to take your bath, and I did that. She also asked me to talk about my relationship with food, which I did, which will be on my next Tammy's Tidbits video. Lack of sleep does make my depression worse. I have really worked on my sleep this last couple of weeks. I have been getting plenty of sleep. Oliver getting his driver's license has been a godsend. Not having to get up in the morning to take Ronnie to school and be able to get up when the other kids get up at 9 or 8:30 has been absolutely amazing for my sleep. If I can get 7 or 8 hours, I feel like I'm not a zombie. But I was getting, all through December, I was lucky if I was getting 5 or 6 because I was trying to do some nights 3 videos. And it takes me 1 to 4 hours to edit a video. Except for my What to Eat Wednesdays. Like, my keto videos that I've been doing a long time, I'm pretty quick with those. Those are the short ones. They take me under an hour usually. But my vlogs take forever to edit, forever. And so I was up so late trying to do that. And I feel like it was worth it, but the amount of hours I put in and the amount of money I made was not the same as working at McDonald's. I could just get a job, but no, I'm not going to do that. Ice sparkle water is a good one. I'm not sure what sweetener they use in those, but I do like those. All right. Keto Mama, hi. She can't hear it. She's going to watch the replay, but I appreciate you stopping by to say hello. That's so sweet of you. Terry Deshawn says, you have 9 kids, no time, and you wonder why your depression is real. You've earned a bit of depression. My depression is so much better than it was raising my older kids. It's a miracle they survived. There were times where I was in bed for months at a time. Months. So this keto has literally woken my spirit. So for me to go through this, I think it's more PTSD than anything. Like, my family's afraid that it will happen again. So I see their reaction and it stresses me out. When I see Dave hovering over me, like, I know he's worried, and I'm like, uh-oh, I'm acting like a crazy person again. I got to calm it down, because it scares him. Because there were times where he has nursed me through severe depression. It has never called and had me committed, and he should have. It's been that bad. I wouldn't say I was ever really suicidal, but I very much wanted to run away from my life a lot. I had dreams and fantasies of driving away and never coming back. A lot. So he has put up with a lot, and kudos to Dave for still being married to me. He is proof that marriage is eternal. and that if you marry someone, you stick it through. Because I wouldn't, if he was acting like that, I wouldn't have stuck it through. Are you kidding me? I would have gave up a long time ago. He's a miracle worker, and he is probably my biggest miracle in my life. I was in a really bad place before I met him, and he has pulled me out of the depths so many times. And I had no idea I had depression. Back then, it wasn't talked about. Nobody ever took me to the doctor, and the doctor never asked me if I was depressed. I mean, if we went, I had no idea that was what was wrong with me. My parents just thought I was a crazy person. So there's that. So yeah, this is way nothing. So that's how I know I am not in a place that's scary, because this is nothing compared to that. Like nothing. And I've made Dave promise that if I ever get to that point again, that he will have me committed. So he is on the lookout. That's why he's hovering, because he's like, is this getting bad? And I'm like, it's not getting bad. It's not getting bad. So I have to keep reassuring him that we're doing okay. I love it. Oh, Seema Ruby, you got to tell me how your blood work comes back. I'm excited. My first mammogram went great. They didn't find anything, but apparently I don't have any fatty tissue left in my breasts. I've lost it all, and they're just saggy bags of dense tissue you can't see through. Which made me crack up, because they're like flat as a pancake. Well, I'm sure most everyone's is. I've never had a mammogram before. That was quite the experience. Never been handled so much before. Woo! It was exciting, but yeah, they didn't find anything concerning, so it was great. Let's see. Yeah, so Nicole is doing carnivore, and she's not doing the yogurt because she can't do the Mio. Yeah, I don't know if I could live that long without my yogurt. It's part of my life. It's what makes me happy, you know? I love it. Hey, Sheena's Ketovore Homestead. Are you doing carnivore? I don't think I've seen you before. Welcome. Good to have you. And I'm glad that I'm coming across as a real human and I'm not fake. And like, I worry sometimes when I'm putting all my makeup on and everything that people are going to think I'm perfect. That's what kind of why when the one person got upset with me for my kids looking like heathens in Walmart during the holidays, and someone thought we were poor and gave us money. Well, we are kind of poor. I mean, we live paycheck to paycheck. We have no savings or anything. So like there are times when we are scary poor, but most of the time we do okay. Anyway, that's why like I showed that kind of stuff on here, because I really want you guys to be able to see that I am not perfect. I am literally as far from it, and I do have 9 kids, and it stretches me extremely thin, and I don't do what I need to for each of my kids. They all suffer in some way because I can't be what I need to be for every single one of them, but I honestly feel like that makes them stronger people. Nothing is really horrible in their lives, but nothing is super easy, and it's kind of like a really happy medium to make strong people. At least that's the way I view it, but others may disagree. But she was like, you look so put together on your channel, and your kids look like, I can't believe you went out with them looking like that. And I'm like, are you kidding me? They can't brush their own hair, and I don't have time to brush their hair every second of every day. So, I'm not perfect. There you go. Just Ketogen says, Ketogenic Dieters Group got mad at me because I check my ketones on a blood meter sometimes. They said it's a waste of time, but it mentally keeps you in check. Yep. Obviously, that's why I didn't check at the beginning, because they said it's not necessary. And I just never have. I don't have a blood meter. But you know what? If you want to do it, do it. I don't care. I don't feel like people should be so hard and fast about every piggity thing. It's not one way or the highway, people. If you're in a ketosis, you're in a healthy state. That's a good thing. You're going to burn fat. You're going to burn the fat you eat. You're going to burn the fat on your body. Check your ketones if you want. It's fine. The only problem lies in when people are panicking because the higher protein level makes lower ketones, and that's why they say that, because they don't want anybody panicking over ketones because they're advocating eating a higher protein level than most keto people, most standard keto. And that's the reason they don't recommend it over there, because they don't want 20 million posts saying, my ketones are gone, that kind of thing. You really only need 0.5 or above to be in ketosis, even really 0.3. Like, frankly, you don't need a heck of a lot of ketones, and they doesn't always show up on the strips to say you're in ketosis. And the more efficient you are at burning your ketones, the less there's going to be that are excreted in your body. So if you have a high level of ketones, I'd worry. Why? Why isn't your body burning them off? Yeah. So there you go. Yes, my P.O. box is in all of my videos for the last 2 weeks on both channels. So if you're looking for my P.O. box, that's where it is. If you want to write me a real letter, I will try and write you a real letter back. It's weird. It's like having a pen pal all over again. I'm kind of excited to write back to Barbara Gray. It's kind of fun. I'm definitely a human being. That is for sure. Okay, so ice is sparkling water. Oh, ice sparkling water is sweetened with stevia, and she loves the black cherry flavor. That's what Bobby Barbara Smith says. So I love those too. What is my favorite flavor of those? I like the grapefruit one, but there was one other pink one that I really loved. I think it might have been, oh, dang it, like a strawberry one? Dang, I don't remember. I always forget to get those. And that's something I really should get because those are cheaper probably than Bang and have less caffeine. So yeah. Let's see. Hey, I'm glad you came, Sheena. Tell me about ya. I don't think I've seen you before. All right. Let's see. Sheena says she watches me all the time. I love it. It's awesome. Yes, he is a great husband. Okay, let's see. Sheena says that most keto people are mean to me. I started at 320 and have a long way to go, and YouTube is my support. Why are people mean? I'm curious. Are they being mean because you don't do keto the same way they do it? Because, yeah, I have had some of that on my channel, but really not a lot. I had a couple big men coming here and try and tell me that I didn't know what I was talking about and be all male narcissistic. I know everything better than you to me. And I was just like, okay, whatevs, man, whatevs. And they just kind of like unsubscribed and moved on. I haven't heard from them in a really long time. So I haven't really had a lot of that recently, which has really been nice. Because I don't like arguing, especially because I'm literally just telling you guys what Dr. Finney says in a way that I understand it. It may not even be right. I mean, go read what Dr. Finney says then if you want. Whatever. Anyway, I won't go there. Tell me. I want to know. All right. Oh, Paula, I'm sorry you didn't get notice that I got back. I don't know what happened. Like, my whole app crashed twice, like multiple times. Like, I couldn't get it to come back on. It would not rejoin that YouTube live. I had to start a new one in order to make it work, which sucks. And now I've gone way over time because that one was like 48 minutes and now this one's 48 minutes. So we know that we have been talking way too long. Again, like I said, I wasn't going to. You think that's cute that Dave is quiet and I'm not? Dave's not as quiet as you might think. Dave is a one-on-one chatter and he knows everyone in our neighborhood and I know no one. When it comes to like neighborhood relationships, he's actually more gregarious than me. He'll actually go outside and chat with the neighbors where it takes a lot for me to do that. Whereas online, I'm very friendly and in real life, I'm really friendly. Like if I'm sitting with someone, I'll always talk to them. Always. And I always am good at making people feel comfortable and like trying to find common ground with whomever I'm talking to. Try and stay as culturally literate as I can so I can have a conversation with pretty much anyone. That kind of thing. But Dave, he's the one who'll go out and meet the neighbors, whereas I'm not going to talk to the neighbors unless we happen to be in the same place at the same time. Does that make sense? So we're both kind of similar that way, but we're just in different ways. And on video, he's just not comfortable yet because he doesn't do it enough. If you go back and watch my early videos, you could laugh at how stupid I was. I look like a complete idiot. Oh, hi. Welcome to my channel. I didn't see you there. Still makes me laugh. It's cute though. It's cute, you guys. Even though it was bad, it was still cute. And I go back and watch because I am floored by how fat I was. I thought I was so gorgeous and thin when I started YouTube. I had no idea where things were gonna head. I felt gorgeous when I started YouTube. And when I watch it now, I go, oh my gosh, I can't believe I was 100 pounds bigger than that. And I so wish I had started YouTube back then so I could really, really see it. Because I don't have very many pictures except for those pictures I stood in the front porch in that giant baggy dress. I didn't let anyone take pictures or video of me back then. And YouTube was not even on my radar. Like I didn't watch YouTube back then. Was never a YouTuber. Never a YouTube watcher. So Yeah, I'm kind of bummed out that it took me 100 pounds before I felt like YouTube was a place to go. And the main reason was because ketogenic dieters we kept trying to type and explain things to people, and people never understood it. And I just kept thinking if I could talk to them, they would get it. And it's true, which is why I asked them permission to start this YouTube channel. Yeah, well, we see where that got me. They really poo-pooed it. Like, they never really thought it was going anywhere. Oh, well, too late now, right? Yeah. All right. Let's see. Sorry, you guys are talking to each other now. My daughter Ronnie is beautiful. Thank you. She is. She is like God's gift to the earth, I tell you. The girl is wonderful, and she handles life's challenges with grace and a surety that I've never seen. She did a competition on Saturday and didn't even make the top 12 and got an 87. Her score was like an 87 out of 100, and she was just like, well, I just need to work harder. And that happens to her all the time. Like, all the time. All the time. The kid cannot catch a break. Since she was literally born to this earth, she has not caught a break. Maybe the only break she's ever caught was us adopting her. But I wouldn't say being raised by a crazy depressed woman a break. It's a miracle. She's just wonderful. She is just wonderful. She was born wonderful. I have nothing to do with it. And of course, I definitely don't have anything to do with how gorgeous she is. Let's see. Let's see. I wish I had taken better pictures before I started. Garland Treasure says her hubby and I are the same as me and Dave. Cute. I wish I had videos. I really wish I had videos of like my giant fat face. Like, I cannot even believe this is me. It's insane. Like, I've never looked like this. Not even in high school. Ever. Okay, maybe in high school. Maybe 10th grade, because I think I had a growth spurt and I was 150 pounds when I started 10th grade. So I probably looked like this then. Maybe. I don't know. But yeah. I did some before pictures in bathing suit. The million times I started a diet, I started diets a long time ago. They were always in black bathing suits though, and I was always only about 300 pounds. So it wasn't my heaviest. But I do have those from the past that I could pull out. I have a lot of really bad pictures from the past because when I was 300 pounds all those years, I was happy with myself. And I liked getting my picture taken, and I thought I was beautiful. I was beautiful. And I was having babies, and I was taking pictures with my babies, and I took lots of pictures. It wasn't until that I lost 110 pounds, felt like what it felt like to be thinner, and then gained 150 back and became almost 400 pounds that I was anti-camera. I was so embarrassed to be living on the planet. I felt embarrassed to go out in public. I felt like I took up too much space. That is the thing I love the most about being so small, is I take up less space. When I sit in chairs, I can put my knees up and hug them. I can hug myself and just feel small. Dave is always putting his arms all the way around me and just being like, I can't believe how far I can get my arms around you. He just wants to have his hands around me all the time, which drives me crazy, but I love it. Because he's just so like, she's so tiny. I want to hold her like a little dolly. He's hilarious. He has never not wanted to put his arms all around me. Never. I have had many times where I pushed him away, and he has never stopped trying to put his arms around me. Not at 374 pounds, and not now. He's literally God's gift. Ugh, don't make me talk about him. I hope he's not watching this, and he always watches them later, so I hate it when I do that because, he likes it, but, I get embarrassed. Do I use skincare products, collagen or anything? Nope. The only thing I take is D3, but I will say I have good genetics when it comes to skin. Both of my grandmas died in their 90s and looked amazing. So I can't give keto credit for my lack of saggy skin in the face. I've just got lucky and never really got too big. I mean, I was big through here, but I wasn't giant, and I think that's a lot to do with it. I definitely have gotten more wrinkles, and it's hard to tell on YouTube, especially when I have this light on. Maybe if I see, there you go. Can you see him? Oh, maybe. Let's try focusing on him. Oh, for heaven's sake. Why wouldn't it focus on me without the light? That's just weird. Weird. You see them? Those, yeah, them. They show up a lot more now than they did when I started. So I am starting to see that, and that's because I talk with my eyebrows and they're always up because I'm always like dramatically, hello, what's going on with you? I probably should have some Botox, but nah. But yeah, I don't really have much here yet. I don't know. I'm just lucky. I'm blessed in the genes department. So don't get discouraged. Taking biotin and collagen can help with skin elasticity. Vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin D is the best. Vitamin D3 has been the most beneficial to my hair loss, and I feel like the most beneficial to my skin. My skin is shrinking up. I wish I had taken some pictures and been brave, because I have noticed that it's shrinking up, but it's hard to tell, like, without pictures to prove it, but I just can't take pictures of that. I keep trying to. I'm really modest, and I just can't do it. I keep trying, but I can't make myself do it. I keep saying, when I get to my goal, I will take pictures of my loose skin. We'll see. We'll see. I don't know if I really will or not. I don't know. But I do have a lot. But I don't worry about it that much. The only thing I really do is exfoliate. So I exfoliate my face at least 3 times a week using an exfoliating face wash and a little, like, a charcoal scrubber. Anytime I get dry, because I have really dry skin through the T-zone. I have the opposite of most people, I have really dry skin. So I exfoliate my face a lot. I exfoliate my full body every time I take a shower. So I have this really long piece of exfoliating fabric that I got at Walmart, and I wish I could remember the name of it because I really wanted to tell you guys about it. But it, like, folds up, and it's like a long sheet, and you can put it behind your back and go like this with it. So I can literally exfoliate my entire body, and it's very scratchy. So it's really good exfoliation, where kind of like a loofah, only not hard. It's because it's a flexible fabric. Oh my gosh. I got it at Walmart, and I am just kicking myself for not buying an extra one to show you guys, because it's a really awesome product. But I try and exfoliate all of my saggy areas very well every time I shower. So every single day I try and exfoliate. I don't always, but I try every single day to at least try to. So I do my arms, and I do my inner thighs, which are the worst, and my stomach. So those are my areas where I struggle. The back of me has some rolls. We'll see how those work out. I don't know if it's fat or not. At this point, it's hard to tell. It is really hard to tell at this point what's loose skin and what's fat. My belly is huge. If you see, my video I posted on Hide and Seek today. If you have a chance to get over there and watch it, what's it called? It's called, I just posted it. What did I call it? God, I can't even remember. I was so late last night when I edited that video. It was like midnight. Dang it. Well, it's the most recent one. I do Ruby's hair in it, and I do like a time lapse, and you can see my whole belly. It's giant. Like, I wish it would go away. I don't know how much of it is skin, and I don't know how much of it is fat at this point, but I'm sick and tired of losing weight up here, and I would really like to lose weight in my belly. So there you go. That's why I'm still trying to lose weight. It's not because I don't like how I look up here. I love how I look up here. I would stop losing up here and start losing where it matters most, in the belly, because that's my biggest problem area. My thighs, I'm happy with my thighs. I'm happy with my butt. I'm happy with my upper, my bust line, and my rib cage. It's just my gosh darn belly that has me frustrated. But considering I weighing in at 183 today and wearing a size 10 and size medium, like, I'm very happy with that. And I'm 5'7". I don't know how come those two things equal this size, but it's kind of amazing to me. There you go. Mercury Fireball says, I wish I could get rid of my fat eyes. Yes, that is actually one of the things I did lose. So I understand that when you have something that really bothered you, but I did. And you know what else I noticed today? My eyelids are not saggy anymore. I always thought it was because I was old and I was getting wrinkles that my eyelids were so saggy. It was like, why put makeup on them? Today I was putting eyeshadow on and I went, wait a minute. My eyelids look normal. So let's see. They were really wrinkly at one point, like so bad that I like felt like I couldn't even wear eye makeup. And now finally they are normalish looking. So I don't know if it's the D3 and like my skin has improved or if it was because of the fat that was actually in my eyelids that was pushing it down. But eventually I think it will go. Unless you're a severely apple cheeked person with really squinty eyes, in which case that just may be your beautiful, beautiful way you look. I don't know. Like my best friend is like that and she just squinty and I love it. She's so cute. Let's see. Terry Deshawn's husband's known as the dog walker to the neighbors and didn't know he had a wife. That is one of Dave's problems. Like when people come up and say hi to him, he doesn't always think to introduce me. And I always feel awkward and I don't feel like introducing myself. And that happens quite often because he knows a lot of people. And I don't know a lot of in real life people as much because I'm not as willing or, like I said, I'm not as apt to know real life people. And so people will walk up to him and be like, hey, Dave, how you doing? And he doesn't go, hi, so-and-so. Hey, this is my wife. He just doesn't think to introduce me. He just says, hey, how you doing? And then the guy walks off. So I don't know. Anyway. How do you find info for Dr. Finney? That is a good question. www.virtahealth.com. Virtahealth.com. He has all of his research, his actual scientific studies available, and he has a blog where they have different subjects, and all of the information I get is mostly from the blog because that's his most updated information. And also I have a book called Art and Science of Low Carbohydrate Living. It's very sciencey, but if you really want to delve into the science of how this all works, and it even talks about cholesterol in there. There's a lot of stuff I don't understand in that book, but that is his book that he talked about it. Then he and Westman wrote a book. I think actually Finney Volek and Westman, all three, wrote New Atkins for New You, and that's kind of like the book that teaches you how to put it into place. I own that book and I still haven't read it, so I'm not, I know it's the book that people recommend when it comes to Finney, but I don't know like what's actually in there. I really rely on his blog. I take bite-sized information that he gives out. I subscribe to his blog, so anything new that comes out, it comes to me. He does offer a subscription service that is an app that goes on your phone that connects you directly to his team. But it is expensive. It is $349 a month, I believe, to be in his actual coaching system. But he does offer that, and it is available if you really want to be coached by the literal guru. If I had $350 a month, I would absolutely sign up. Absolutely. But I also wouldn't sign up because I wouldn't want him to think I was stealing his stuff and giving it to other people. The only things that I'm teaching are things that are readily available on his website for free. So if that's how you find information about him, maybe someday maybe someday there will be a rainbow connection and he will hire me as his spokesperson. It's my ultimate dream. Until then, I will just keep advertising his website for free because I love him. So there you go. All right, let's see. I'm going to try and see if there's any more. We really do need to wrap it up, though, because it's been almost 2 hours again, you guys. Dang it. Dang it. I tried to not talk, but I just love. How can you get rid of the bags under your eyes? I don't know. I'm not a beauty guru. I mean, obviously losing weight will help because a lot of that can be actual fat underneath your eyes. But if you have actual wrinkles, I really don't know. I never have had wrinkles under my eyes. I mean, other than just dark circles. I was born with dark pigment above and below my eyes just naturally, and I do put makeup on to get rid of that. I can't say anything that I do like helps with skin elasticity except for maybe vitamin D3. I really stuck up on the vitamin D3. I take Ritual vitamins, again, not sponsored. They told me they they would talk to me about a sponsorship if I would just like send them my media kit, and I don't have time to make a media kit. So, but Ritual Vitamins is what I take for my D3. It's 2,000 IUs of vitamin D. And then I also, like right now, I have added 20,000 more in another supplement, trying to get my depression under control. But normally I only take the 2,000 that are in the Ritual Vitamins. Been taking those a year and a half, and they really have helped my hair loss. Like, I have hardly lost any hair since about 3 months after starting. So I really think there's something to do with the D3 that's the most beneficial for skin elasticity. So if you're trying to improve your wrinkles, definitely do that. Exfoliate. Use a good moisturizer. I happen to use CeraVe. This is the one I use. It has SPF 30 in it. I've tried a lot of moisturizers. I've even tried Mary Kay. Mary Kay was pretty decent, but this is easier to get because it's at Walmart. It's not cheap. It's $16 for this little bottle. But I use that. Pretty much that's all I do. When I put my makeup on, I use this to like help fill in the wrinkles and the pores so they don't show up as much. But other than that, that's about all the beauty advice I have. I'm not a beauty guru. Let's see, who could you ask for beauty guru advice? You could ask Fat Fit Beauty. She knows everything about beauty. Fat Fit Beauty. Tell her I sent you. All right. I'm 44 too. I'm 44 as well. I just have really good genetics. So like, don't think I started having babies when I was 13. I like my kid is 22 and I was 21 when I had him, right? He turns 23 in February. I was 20 when I had him. I can't even do math. That'd be 21 when I had him. Oh my gosh, you guys. See, that's proof that I'm old. I can't even remember how old I was when I had my first kid. Amazing the things you forget over so many years of parenting. Someone asked me how much did Jasper weigh when he was born, and I have no idea. He was 3 weeks early. I think he was 7'15", 7'14", but I honestly don't know. But I can tell you my first one was 7'11". You just forget stuff. I don't know. Thank you for the compliments, everyone. I'm also afraid to go back to being fat. I will never do it again. It will never, ever, 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 ever happen to me again. Never. Hold me to that, guys. Hold me to that. PJ, yes. Fat girl fed up. Got her loose skin removed. And that is definitely a possibility for me in the future, but I'm a total wimp and don't really want to deal with the pain, and maybe the loose skin won't be so bad. I will wait until I am well into the 160s or 150s and it's probably been there for a good long time before I will consider it, because I want to give my body time at least a year to firm up and see how it goes. So that will not be happening this year. Next year we will see. We will see how I'm feeling. If I decide to do it, it'll make a good vlog. That might be the only reason you could talk me into doing something that crazy. I'm gonna make a good vlog. Oh my gosh. Okay. Sheena's Ketovore says, there's no going back for me. The doctor said gastric or the sleeve, or I won't be here to see my grandkids. Yeah, that's how I felt too. I was actually on the verge of getting surgery. I had already decided to have that balloon surgery where they implant a balloon in your stomach. That was new. A couple years ago, it was advertised on Facebook so bad. And a lot of people died from that surgery. And I am so blessed every day that I found keto instead of surgery. People don't believe that I haven't had surgery. In fact, I haven't seen this dentist that used to care for my younger kids. We switched to a different dentist in his office out of timing. And I happened to see him yesterday and he hadn't seen me in 2 years. And he almost could not believe. He asked me, first thing he asked me was, he was the first one to say, you're wasting away to nothing. I think you've lost too much weight. Winning. And secondly, he said, did you have surgery? People don't believe that I could do this just keto, and it's just keto, not had surgery. I couldn't eat this amount of food if I had the surgery. I know, because my mom has had the surgery and she can't eat the amount of food that I eat. So, yeah. You can do this on keto. Don't give into surgery yet. If you're thinking about it, do keto first. Give keto a good 6-month try and then decide if you really think you need to do it. Because keto is fast as surgery, especially the way I do it. It's as fast as surgery. I lost weight as fast as my mom, and I kept going. And my mom got to a certain point and she stopped. So there's that. Plus, after you have the surgery, they make you eat this way anyway. And it's more miserable because if you mess up, you throw up. It's horrible. It's horrible. Try to avoid it if you can. If you can't, if you've already done it, well, then you just do what you got to do. That's how it is. All right, let's see. No, Fat Girl Fed Up did not do keto. She did a very calorie restricted, high exercise motivated way of eating and stuff. Yeah, a lot of my skin does look like paper. Yeah, a lot of it has filler still, so I don't know. All right. Dry brushing is just too much work, but I've heard great things about it. I prefer to exfoliate in the shower. Maybe it doesn't stimulate my lymphatic system as much, but I just can't make myself do the dry brushing before. But yeah, I've heard good things about it. I have too much to brush. I still have 140 pounds to lose. I think that was part of it too. It just felt like it was way too much work to do it at the beginning. I hear ya. I'm coming up on 200 pounds lost. So I've definitely been there, and I've definitely been there. And it's hard when you're that far out and you're still thinking about how far you have to go, and it feels immense. But I'll tell you what, being on the other side, it feels really fast. So just hang in there. Just hang in there. Keep plugging along. You can do this. All right. You think keto's fixing your eyelids because the same thing's happening to you? Interesting. It could be. It also could be the intermittent fasting, the autophagy thing. I don't know. Could be that. My kids are losing their minds out there. They're starting to say, like, Mom, you've been talking for like 2 hours. You need to like stop talking. I can hear them being like, shh, she's still talking. Oh my gosh. You had back surgery and started running after 3 months, Terry? Ugh, I don't even run now. I am such a wimp. I hate exercise, you guys. I love going to clogging. I go to clogging on Tuesday nights. And Wednesdays I have ballet, and I don't love it, but I go anyway. And that is the only exercise I can force myself to do. Today I was like, I should really get out there and take a walk. And I looked outside and I was like, nope. Which is funny because 7 years ago when I lost all that weight last time and I was like 250 pounds, I used to go walking every day and I loved it. I just can't make myself get back to that place. I don't know. Maybe it's just because I feel really a lot more busy. Let's see. Bye, Papita. Thank you, Camellia Diamonds. I appreciate you're so sweet. Everyone thumbs up the video. I appreciate all of your thumbs ups and comments. Oh, Tammy, you just got here. It's like 1 o'clock. I've got to go. You guys. I love it. I love it. I love it. Let's see. Just Keto Jen says, my aunt had gastric sleeve and ended up dying from congestive heart failure. Oh, that's so sad. That's awful. I'm so sorry. My mom is still alive and kicking, and I'm hoping that nothing bad happens to her. She did have some problems right after the surgery. She had some infections, and she had to be in the hospital quite a bit and scared us to death, but she's doing okay now, and she eats mostly keto. She's very supportive of me. She's very supportive of my channel. She's often here on the live chat. She works, but she's sometimes here, and she's just awesome. My sister is also very supportive. My only sister, she's 10 years younger than me, and she lost 80 pounds on keto and is in maintenance now and is doing amazing. She's awesome. She says though that maintenance is harder than losing weight, which is partly the reason why I'm trying to make it take a little longer, because she says it's a way harder to stop yourself from overeating the fats or from overeating carbs when you are already really thin and you think, oh, eating one carb thing won't matter. But it's just, she knows it's a slippery slope and you can end up back where you were. And she says it's a lot harder of a mental game once you get to maintenance. So that kind of scares me a little bit, which is why I like it to take a little longer. Gosh, you're awesome, Terry. So proud of you. Yeah, some people say you look younger when you're heavier because it fills your skin out. I was really worried about that. I do feel like I look older. I think I just look more my age because I am 44. I don't mind having a few wrinkles. I've always been thought to be, since my oldest was 18, I've been thought to be his sister. And that's awkward. And even his partner, because like when Jasper was little, if we went into the stores, or when Ruby was little, it's actually when Ruby was little, we would go into stores together and people would think that he was the dad of the baby, that we were a couple, which was awkward for my son. I thought it was awesome. But yeah, I don't mind looking young. I do mind being treated like I'm young because I look young. Does that make sense? Because I am 44. I've been around the block a few times. I know a lot of things. I'm not perfect, but I know a lot of things. So there you go. I feel like I'm tired a lot. Don't have the energy to exercise. I'm still early in the diet, 2 weeks in, so maybe that will subside. Yes. It takes about 4 to 6 weeks to get fully fat adapted to where your body can go back and forth between body fat and dietary fat efficiently. So yes, you will get to a point where your body won't feel like it's so depleted. But I will tell you, exercising fasted, taking Soleil water before you go and start air exercise, and having a Ketorade with Soleil water in it that you sip as you go, and then replenishing your salt after, will go a long way in keeping your energy up while you exercise. That's the best suggestion I can give you at this point. Is your electrolytes, you need more. If you're going to exercise, because you will deplete them as you go. And when your body is depleted of sodium, it will crash and burn. Your muscles just start to feel weak and shaky. So if you're feeling weak and shaky, it could be an electrolyte issue. So make sure that you're getting plenty of sodium before, during, and after your workout. But like I said, I don't work out, so I don't really know a lot about that. Yeah, maybe it may not be enough. So try doubling up on it. Maybe just take as much as your body will let you take without getting in the potty 20 minutes later. You don't want to take so much that halfway through your workout you're like, gotta have a moment to myself. More like 20 moments. That has happened to me. So be careful when you're first starting out on the Soleil water. Ease in, because I can take 2 tablespoons no problem now. I mean, I've been talking for 2 hours since I took that 2 tablespoons, and obviously I haven't had to run to the restroom. So I can take 2 tablespoons now, but at the beginning, I could barely take a tablespoon without running to the restroom 20 minutes later. So your body gets used to it over time. So space it out, sip it as you go, before, during, and after. All right, I love you guys. Bye, everyone. Sheena, thank you for coming by. I hope I've helped you. You know, I'm glad to meet you. I haven't met you before. I'll have to check out. Do you have a channel? Because I'll have to see if you're over there. If you do have a channel, everybody check her out. It's Sheena's Ketovore Homestead. Because that would be awesome if you guys would check her out. Last week I did a bunch of shout outs at the end of my videos. So if you missed that, you should go check it out and join and subscribe to everybody. Thanks to everyone who subscribed to Keto Mama and Nixie Bear, NYXYBEAR. She's harder to find, and I know she hasn't gotten as many subs because when you search her, she's harder to find, but try, because she's awesome and she needs the support. So I love you all so much. I really, really got to go. I have so much to do, and I will talk to you